Hello everyone, this is Saurabh here. As I promised that I will share a video in a day, and today is the first day. So I just want to share the video about data. I will not talk about the jargons of the data, so many things are there, but I will talk in a very simple language which you can easily understand. I hope my screen is up and it is visible to all of you. So let's go. I will not go into this data definition. This is very bookish kind of thing, that facts or information used usually to calculate, analyze, or plan something. So whatever facts you will see, whatever information you will see, everything is data, whether it is structured, unstructured, or whatever. But everything is data. You have to understand, and based on the data, we are taking a hell lot of decisions. So data analytics, when we are talking about the data analytics, so data will be the first part there. That what is the data which you get, then only you can analyze it, then you can create a model upon it, and then you can take the decisions based on the algorithms, whatever the algorithm you're going to use there. But beforehand, you have to understand the data first, because the data is the very basic thing of any kind of analysis. So let's understand that what kind of data we will get and what kind of problems are there in the data, which is very important to understand, because unless you understand your data problems and if you cannot cure them, whatever analytics, applications you will apply on that, whatever algorithms you will apply on that, they are not going to help you. Okay. So we will discuss about these 4 points only. And this is very simple. I just keep it very simple. The first one is like, we used to talk it in our language like CPVCN, but you can say like it is the completeness, validity, consistency, and the uniqueness. If you look into these 4 particular aspects of the data and you find that, okay, everything is looking great, then trust me, nobody will beat you in data analytics, which is the end step, which we will go slowly, gradually in that particular space. But here, first, whatever kind of data you will get in any company, I spent like 7 years doing this particular job, data management, and we have used these jargons, these terms there. Means earlier once someone told me that it's CPVCN, means I was confused at what he's talking about. But then I, gone through all these, troubles which I told you. People are so helpful that they're not told anything in the front. So we have gone through that and we have learned this particular thing that, okay, what is CPVCN? It is very simple thing. Number 1 is completeness. Number 2 is validity. Number 3 is consistency. And number 4 is uniqueness. So this data management, video, I will create this video in 2 particular or 3 particular parts. But the first step is this. So just understand that, okay, what is the completeness? Complete is nothing but whatever kind of data you will get in a tabular form, rows and the columns, as we see in the Excel sheet. I will show you the Excel sheet. Don't worry about it. But what is Excel, what is rows and columns, I will tell you everything. But you have to understand that data should be complete. Let's say 10 records are there. Think about your family members. Let's say you have 5 family members in your family, and for each of them, the age column is given there. So let's say the grandfather age is given, grandmother age is given, your age is given, your wife age is given, your kid's age is given, and might be your servant is there and his age is missing. So you cannot analyze that particular data because the age is missing for that particular person. So you cannot analyze anything for that particular person. So you have to make sure first that the data is complete. So incomplete data will not help you, that I am telling you in any way. Sometimes what happens when we are working on data, we will get like 100,000 rows and there are like 40% data which is like blank. And what we are doing, we are filling that particular data by using some dummy variables or some median or some mean. That we will discuss later. But overall, understand that data should be complete. Number 2, validity. This is very important. Why? Because as you can see in this example, that the date of birth is MMDDYY format. But if someone is written like 01019999, so this data is complete. Nobody can deny that the data is incomplete because it is in the format of MMDDYY. But if you see the YYYY format is showing like 9999, it means data might be complete, but the validity is not there in data. Why? Because this YYYY is showing like 9999. It is yet to come. How can it be a date of birth for someone? So this data is complete, but it is not valid. So that is the very important part, that the data is complete, then data is valid also. Nobody can put any garbage value in the place of a blank cell. If the garbage in, then the garbage out. That is the basic principle of data management, data analytics. Wherever you go in this world, you have to learn these two topics, like one is completeness and then the validity. What we are doing is generally in the, what is the mistake we are doing? Okay, the data is not complete, let's fill any value, but whether it is valid or not, you have to check that. You have to apply some business rules on that. Then the consistency, and the consistency part is very important. Why it is important, I will tell you. I will give you one example. I will show you one Excel sheet as well, where I have given some examples. Data should be same in all the data sources. Whatever data sources you will get, let's say you get the data from the three data sources. One is your passport, one is your 10th mark sheet, one is your driving license. In all of them, the date of birth is mentioned. But if it is not consistent, then what happened? Let's say in your passport, the date of birth is written as 7/7/1982. In your date of birth mark sheet, 10th mark sheet is written as 7/7/1983. In your passport, it is written as 7/7/1984. So data is complete, might be valid as well, but it is not consistent. So if you're talking about one entity, one person, so data should be complete, valid, and consistent. If these three values are not there, if these three parameters you have not checked, your data is not ready for any kind of model, for any kind of analysis, for any kind of further progression. These three which I have told you are very important. Next one is uniqueness. What is the meaning of uniqueness? You have to understand that, let's say you got the data for like 100 people. 100 people data you got. But in that, Mr. X is repeated like 5 times. His data is written in the 5 rows. Same data is written in the 5 rows. So you will think about that, okay, you have the data set of 100 records, but let's say data is not unique. I mean, one person is repeated every time. So the unique ID should be there. And it should be, designated by some, number or some number or characters or something like that, so that we can easily identify that we are talking about the same Mr. X. If Mr. X is repeated 5 times, then it will reduce our data set. So we have to understand that duplicate data leads to confusion. So better is whenever we get any kind of data, we have to check these 4 aspects: completeness, validity, consistency, and uniqueness. So I can say first, you can check the uniqueness, remove the duplicates. Whatever duplicates you get, just remove them. If you see that all the records are same, means there should be some, some identifier should be there that, okay, this is Mr. X, this is Mr. Y, this is Mr. Z. But if you do not see that, if you see that, okay, all the records in all the columns for those particular 2 rows is same, so you can say that these are the duplicate records and you have to delete one because it will impact your data analysis part. Okay, so this is the theory part, which is very simple. I just want to tell you, and let's go to some. Yeah, so this is my favorite part when we go into the MS Excel. Excel is nothing. You can think about a small database. Without Excel, you cannot do anything. Wherever you go, whatever you do, whatever you want to do in this world, if you don't use Excel, you cannot analyze your data. Means sometimes you are working on big data, but what we are doing, we are taking the sample out of it, doing analysis in Excel to understand it. That, okay, how many columns are there, what are kind of rows are there, and what are the impact of those particular rows. We apply some business rules on them and try to understand these things. Okay, so let's say this particular data I got. So this is MS Excel. Basically, you have to understand Excel is a very important part of any kind of data analysis, and everyone has to learn it. If you do not learn Excel, if you do not know how to use it, you cannot go anywhere. So especially for the students who are there in the college, especially for the housewives who are working, the guys who are in the marketing, HR, wherever you are, if you do not know how to use Excel properly, you cannot grow in your career. And even for the guys who are like 13, 14, 15 years of experience, learning new technologies is very difficult for them. So if they can focus on Excel and they can do this analysis in Excel, that will help them to grow in their future. Okay. So let's concentrate on this particular part, which is the data part. I just want to show you simple data, whatever we have learned there: completeness, validity, consistency, uniqueness. So let's see, first of all, this is the ID column. ID column is nothing but the unique ID. I have not given any name so that it will be, not identifiable data. And these are all dummy numbers I have just kept for your understanding. So what I've done, I have kept the data for like 150, 149 customers here. I just give the ID, any ID, it's a random one. And what I have given like birth of year in high school mark sheet, what is the 10th year when they passed out the 10th, and the graduation year, birth of year in the DL, and birth of year in the passport. So these 5 data points I have given. So if you don't know Excel, if you do not know anything, then also if you have your system in your home and you can download the Excel, just open it. It will show you like this. Let's say this blank sheet, and this particular where my cursor is, it's called column. This is called cell, and you can see the value of the cell is like A1. A is nothing but the column name. 1 is nothing but the row name. So A1 is a cell in which A column and 1 is the row. This is the A1 cell which is there. Similarly, this line horizontal is called row. These are the columns A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So rows and columns, this is called a database, which is a very small database, but it is very important to understand that, okay, if you if you have system in your home and you know how to use it, just download it and look into that. So let's say this is the customer ID which I was telling about. First of all, we have to check that have we missed any data there in the name of the customers. So what I will do, I will go to the data and see, this is the data tab, and I will try to remove duplicates. I want to see that is there any duplicate in this particular customer ID. I will click on that. It will say expand the selection. I will say no, continue with the current selection and remove duplicates. So it will say, okay, ID column. I will say yes, this is the ID column which I was talking about. Everything Excel will do for you. So it is like 15 duplicate values are there and 134 unique values are there. I hope you got my point. So 15 duplicate values were there which has been found and removed, because the customer ID is the unique ID through which we can identify the customers. And if they are duplicate, that is the uniqueness problem we have to identify first. Okay, I have removed those 15 duplicate IDs. And we can do one more thing. Let's say I will control A that. First, let me control Z here. Okay, and I will do it for the control A for the entire data. And I will remove the duplicate. So it will remove everything, whatever is related to that. Okay, in these many columns, I'm applying duplicate. So you can see 3 duplicate values found, 146 unique value remains. You know why it happens? Because earlier I was looking only the customer ID. Now I'm looking all of the columns. That's why it has given us 3 duplicates only. But you have to check that. So duplicate issues you have to resolve first. Remove the duplicates, whatever duplicates you find in the data. Okay, now let's concentrate on the second part. Yes, that is the completeness. So completeness of this particular thing. So you can see that birth of year is given for everyone. No, this 21 row is blank, 36 row is blank. So we have to identify that why it is blank and which value we can put into that. Okay, so this is the completeness part. Uniqueness part you understand, duplicates you have to remove. Then the completeness part, okay, which is the completeness part, which is like blank. So you might give as per trend, whatever is showing above, you can give anything here. But right now I'm not going into that. I will just want to let you know that, okay, what columns are there and what data set we are looking into. Okay, so let's go to the next column, that is the 10th year. 10th year is nothing but when they did 10th, class 10. 16 year normally they do 10th. So 2000 is the birth of year. 10th year is 2016. Graduation year is given as 2022. So what will be the business rule here? What kind of data you will look into that? And before that, there are two more date of births which are given here. One is of DL and one is of the passport. So do you think that column B, column E, and column F should be same? Why? Because they all are talking about the birth dates. But if there is any discrepancy, definitely our business rules should identify them. Because consistent data is very important. High school date of birth, driving license date of birth, and passport date of birth should be same. So here, if you check, I have checked only for these two columns, DL and passport. So here I have checked every column is looking as true. It's nothing but I have just given one simple formula equal to E2 equal to B2. If you press the F2 button, yeah. So here, if you highlight this particular formula, you will get that whether it is true, whether it is false. So I'm just checking the consistency that, okay, this particular value, so this E2 and B2. So E2 and B2, these two values are equal or not? Because birth of year in the date of driving license and birth of year in the high school should be equal. Otherwise, it will give you false. So let's say this value. Why it is showing as false? Because we have some value in E2, but we do not have value in the birth of year. So guys who have never done this data analysis kind of thing, whatever I have talked till now, it is all data analysis. I can give these insights. Only thing is that I have to take out the points from it, that how many values are matching, how many values are not matching. That is my data analysis result for this particular data set. Okay, how many unique rows are there? How many unique IDs are there? What is the date of birth? What is the 10th year? What is the graduation year? This, DL, and passport. If everything is looking good to me, I will say that this record is great. You can see here all true, true, true. Why? Because, okay, let's say this particular thing, what it is talking about, it is talking about the birth of year in the DL and birth of year in the passport. If they both are true, if they both are equal, it will give you true, otherwise it will give you false. So let's see here why it is false, because here it is given as 2000, here it is given as 1999, so it is false. So guys, don't worry. This is the data analysis. This is the thing which you have to do, whatever company you work for, whatever type of work you will do, whatever position you are in that particular organization, but you have to do this. This is called the data analysis, which is very important part. Okay, so these are the business rules. You have to check completeness, consistency, uniqueness, and validity. If you do these 4 steps, then you pass the first hurdle of the data analysis part. Okay, and in the next video, we will talk about some more steps. Like, okay, let's say I have identified these many issues. What to do to correct that? Let's say I have to correct the date in the business, in the birth of year in the passport. Then what are the steps I have to take? We have to give them these, evidences. Let's say you're working in an oil and gas field. You got the data from government, you got the data from the company, you got the data from any private website, third party, and you compare all of them and you will see that, okay, what is the spot date of a particular oil well? The spot date is nothing but the first time when the drill bit touches the field. That is called the spot date. So first you get the permit of the well, then you will get the spot date. Then there should be a completion date. This is the sequence. But in most of the cases, in some of the cases, you will find that the spot date is prior to permit date. First you spot the well and then the permit is coming. So that is wrong. You have to identify that and you update that data. So this kind of data management, data quality analysis you have to do, and you have to understand. You have to apply these kind of formulas and get that particular analysis done. And then you have to create that, okay, let's say I will go here and I will say for business rules 1, okay, how many rows in sync and errors. So for business rule 1, I can say all 150 are in sync. For business rule 2, I can say 140 are in sync and 10 are in error. And business rule 3, I can say 130 are in sync and 20 are in error. And in the last one, I can say that, okay, 100 are in sync and 50 are in error. So these 4 business rules which I have created there, this is the data which is shown there. Okay. And then these errors and these many in sync means everything is right there. What you will do, just write BR, business rules. And if you create a small chart there, don't worry, I will take this video and in detail that how to create chart and everything. But I will tell you that, okay, let's say you take this particular chart and say, okay, so this is the data analysis, this kind of chart distribution you can show to your customer that, okay, sir, this is the data analysis I have done and I have found for the business rule 1. What was the business rule 1? That the date of birth in passport and date of birth in 10th mark sheet should be same. Everything is looking great. 150 is there. Oh my God, it is not 500, it is 50 on there. Yeah. So, and for business rule 2, we have found like 140 rows on SIC means like 140 records are matching for the passport and the driving license. And only 10 records which are not matching. And then is the business rule 3. Business rule 3 will say that, okay, the date of passing 10th is after the date of birth. 130 are there. And then this last one. Okay, this is the last business rule, whatever you want to say that, okay, everything is in the sync. The first is the date of birth, then the 10, then the graduation. So only 100 records which are there are matching and 50 records have problem. So this kind of data analysis, if you do, means instead of giving it in a presentation mode, means like PowerPoint presentation and put everything there and create something that will not, impact the customer or something like that. So it better if you do it in an Excel, create a chart and show it to them, because here you can play along with this data and this chart will keep moving. Let's say if I do it like 140 and I will make it like 10. See, my chart is moving automatically. So these two are connected basically. And today I am talking about the MS Excel. So I'm showing you this chart creation in MS Excel only. But tomorrow, let's say I will talk about Tableau or Power BI or any other tool. There it is a dynamic chart, means like you can play through the filters that, okay, I just want to see the business rule 1 only. So it will show you only business rule 1. What kind of data are there, what kind of parameters we have used and everything. So I hope this particular session will help you to understand the data problems, which I have told. Once again, I just want to rephrase. CPVCN, that is completeness, validity, consistency, and uniqueness. So this you have to learn. And then this MS Excel example. This I have given is just like that. It's a random values. I have not generated anything. So sorry, I have not taken it from anywhere. I have generated randomly. So if you guys can just go through that and see that, I will share this particular presentation in the comment section, which will help you to understand that what we have discussed. But I will not share the Excel sheet, because Excel sheet, I want you guys to develop this Excel sheet, to create any kind of data, apply any kind of business rule and create the chart out of it. Just this is the exercise for you. If you do that, that will be great. So guys, please put your comments. I just want to understand that what I need to improve. This is my first video. But I believe that this will definitely help you in a lot of ways. So if you talk in these terms to any interviewer, let's say you are a fresher, you are working in a means you are doing your graduation, or you are a housewife, or you want to enter into any field. If you talk in these terms, that okay, what is data? Because everywhere you are talking about data science, data science, data science. But first you have to understand that what is data, what kind of problems data have. If you talk about these particular aspects, this will definitely help you to get the first job. And I will teach you how to go there on the top in the later videos. So this is the first part. Please share with your friends, like and subscribe, and let me know if I have to do anything else here. I will keep posting videos. Second one will be on the data management part, where I will show you that what are the techniques we have to follow to do that particular process. That okay, we are doing the first time, we are getting these many problems. How can we make sure that in the future we will not get these kind of problems in our data? And even if we get, our system will take care of that. So what kind of approach we have to apply there, I will let you know. I hope whatever queries you have, please put in the comment box. We both are learning, might be it is right or wrong, or whatever it is, but please keep liking this, share this, and learn. And especially for the kids, they can understand, because this is very easy. And don't spend money on anything, it is free. So please learn and show it to the kids so that they can learn something new out of it. And especially I encourage all kind of segments, whether it is students, housewives, marketing professionals. Don't worry that you have seen the Excel first time and you say, oh man, how I can do that, and how I can apply this particular formula. It's very simple. I will tell you in detail everything. I will show you one class for Excel as well. But today I have covered this particular data part. I hope that you will definitely learn from that. Thank you guys, and all the best for your future. Let's connect again.